Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Eric's weapons chamber. You're here. I'm gonna turn off the echo here. So, let me get this crap out of the way. So this is a stream I'm going to be doing where I'm going to be sculpting some stuff, and I thought it would be good to sculpt some weapons. And so what I'm going to do, I think, is sculpt some weapons, sculpt some vehicles, whatnot, and then I'll sculpt them here, and then I'll get the process going. And then later on, I'll kind of polish them up. And then on subsequent episodes, I'll bring those weapons back and see kind of how they look. And so, anyways, sorry if the music sucks, by the way. Let me check if anybody's watching here. Chances are not good, but, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh? Anywho. So, what I'm gonna do is, I'm thinking about starting off with with a sword. Alright, so, we've got some reference images here. We've got, this is, I was thinking about making like one of these Final Fantasy type swords, right? So we've got that one. I've got a reference image here that is kind of a simpler design. And then I've got another one here that's kind of a little more like futuristic. This one back here is kind of your more sort of Final Fantasy inspired sword. So we'll kind of see how it works here. We'll kind of use these as inspiration, and then see what happens. So just gonna kind of put these off to the side so that they're not getting in the way. Sorry if my shirt keeps coming up. I'm wearing a baby tee. Okay. Nate Lackman is talking about, he wants me to sculpt the drone. And we can do it. That's actually something that I have on the docket for subsequent episodes. So I think I'll start out by just making a simple cube. Start pulling this thing apart. And the reason why I kind of started with a sword is because you can immediately, we're halfway there at this point. So I will kind of pull this thing out and then kind of use the bottom here to create the hilt. I think I'm gonna make the hilt a different piece. So I'm gonna use this this stroke tool to kind of create a separate shape here. And look, at this point, shoot, might as well call it a day. I need to figure out how exactly to select these things. I want to select everything, and I want to group them together so that then when I grab this thing, well, oh, let me turn off my So look, I mean, we're freaking ready to rip with this thing, right? Not really though. I want to, obviously, you look like a real dillweed if you're walking around half cocked, if you know what I'm saying. Let me check and see if there's any additional comments here from anyone who might be watching. No, not currently, which is great. I mean, I wouldn't really want anyone to watch this anyway. So anyways, all right. Now what are we going to do? What are we going to do here next? We need to sharpen this edge first of all, because this is a cutting weapon, naturally. So I'm going to make this the cutting edge. And then I'm going to bring this thing over here. And I don't know if that's good or bad. Hope everybody's having a really great day today. It's not the nicest day in the world, but you know, it's not a bad one. Holidays are coming up, you know. I want to get this triangle shape to be the sort of the blade edge here. And bring this up like so. And grab my sword. We want to make this, you can see there's kind of some wonky stuff going on here in the back. So I am going to grab this guy. It's kind of funny that, because this program creates everything with triangles, which is good, but it's also bad. That's kind of the cool thing. Okay. We've got some crossed streams over here. Let me grab this guy. And okay. Feel free to send links of your favorite swords and weapons, because hey, I need all the inspiration I can get. Okay. So what's also cool about this is I'm sort of like throwing this around as though I like kind of know what I'm doing. And the secret is I don't, okay? So we've got a better shape here. It still looks kind of like crap, but I bet if you saw me in the parking lot and I had this thing, you wouldn't want to sort of mess with me, because I'd be like, hey, let me ask you a question. You want to get your freaking gazones chopped off? That's what you got to do here in New York City to protect yourself. Just double check and see. Nate Lackman likes this. So this is great. Alrighty, so we are going to I kind of had an idea on the back side of this to pop in a like some kind of little like I don't even know what it would be, like some kind of a bar on the back side. So we're going to put this hilt back in place. And I don't know whether it would be better to make the bar go on the kind of the outside of this thing or on the front side. Or maybe like I could create a little pocket here and then there'd be a bar. Let me see. What would be cooler? Why don't I try this backside? And so we can actually, why don't we try moving this whole thing? So I'm gonna ungroup this. Oops. Whoa. Did you see how fast that went downhill? And that was not something I did on purpose, but it kind of resulted in this cool handle shape back here. I don't know whether to keep that or get rid of it. Feel free and let me know what you think. Because really, you know, whoa. Well, we want to ungroup this, and we want to stick this back over here like this. Okay, now let's group this. Oh, shit. Let's group this back together. No. Stop it. Okay. No, that's grouping the faces. So, whoa. Okay. Ha! That's weird. This is not what I had in mind, but it's also freaky and psychedelic. So they call me the Tweak Master General, right? I don't know what that was just now, but look, now we have a whole new shape. Is that annoying when I do that? Why? There we go. We can group these things together and move it around. All right, so I'm gonna put, like I said, this kind of bar on the back side. So I'm gonna insert another, maybe we make it a cylinder this time. And actually, sometimes when you use these cylinders, no, you know what? I'm gonna use a cube, because the cylinders sometimes you can't size them down too much smaller than they already than when you kind of size them originally. So I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna check and see if anybody's watching, and yeah, Nate Lackman, he commented and said if I could put the first person view so we can see what I'm seeing. And yes, that is possible. I'm just gonna try and figure that out for the next broadcast. So let's get this. Sorry if you're seeing my navel region. I know that I don't want anybody to sort of lose their, you know, I don't want anybody to be turned on. So I'm gonna grab this guy and make this a little smaller over here. Okay. And again, this is basically, I'm just doing this so that I can have something that's really kind of a basic so that I can have like a basic just sketch, and then I'm gonna take this into like Maya or something else and touch it up. So let's select all this stuff. I don't know why it's just selecting the faces. We're gonna select everything. We're gonna group it. Again, it's important when you're sort of wielding to be able to hold it in the hand and to just kind of feel the heft of the blade. You know, there's a famous internet meme that says, while you were out partying, I studied the blade. And in this case, that's it's apt. So imagine that this is a person's head over here, and you're just kind of like walking around town, you know, minding my business. Like, for example, last night I was walking around town, and I was walking in my neighborhood, and there were some guys standing on the corner, and if one of them stepped up to me and he said, this is the guy, he's got a big head, he's like, hey, you know, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's up with you? You know? And he's like, give me $1. And I'm like, I'll give you $1, I'll give you this, though. How you like this? And then you could sort of do that. I would never do that. I don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form, so I would never do that. But you do have to be careful here in New York. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Check the comments again. We got 8 people viewing. And by the way, I want to tell you, if you see my information over here, please subscribe to me on YouTube. On YouTube, I'm just Eric Yearwood, but my Twitch channel is where you should definitely follow me on Twitch. It's Twitch at Yarwad, and the reason is because unbeknownst to you guys, I've got a floating little screen here in my headset. So if you type to me on Twitch, then I can see what you're typing, and I don't have to take my headset off. So, all right. So let's do a little bit more work with the hilt here. Actually, the top of this thing needs to be kind of fixed up, because as you can see, just expand this so we can get a little more detail. Top of this isn't lined up proper. So I'm going to grab this modify tool, take this down here. I feel like a regular Hanzo. Who's the Blade Master from like Kill Bill? It's like Hakatori Hanzo or something. All right, let's get this down here. Okay. Sorry, I had music playing, but it wasn't good. And not only was it not good, but I was getting copyright warnings. And so if you know of any playlists for any uncopyrighted music that I could play during these streamerinos, then don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to let me know. Has anybody seen the the Irishman? I was watching that last few nights. I don't really know what to make of it. It's kind of like weirdly, like not. I don't know if it. Whoa, it seems like weirdly not good. But maybe that's just my opinion, and that's what's exciting about living in a free society, is we can all have different opinions. So I'm just going to make a little connector here. to, oh, sure. To connect the blade to the top of the sword. And make this a little shut up. Shut up. See, if for those of you who, I know I talk about New York a lot, I'm sorry for those of you who don't give a crap, but you know that you've been in New York too long and that you like need a vacation if you use the word shut up to talk, to say to anything to anybody, particularly on the street. Okay. All right, so that doesn't look great, but that's connected there. And we're going to group this. So, okay. Then I'll shrink this back down. Look at the chat. Okay, we've got some. Yeah, Will Armstrong says this is too violent for him. And everybody's waving. So I guess that's good. All right, so what else can we do here? Let's put a put some embellishments on the hilt. And we will add, oops. Well, let's add a couple little cubes here. Actually, I can add them here. And these are going to be just kind of little touches that kind of encircle our hilt. So, if we could, like, how do I copy this thing? Oops. Just grab that. And then, that's what it is. Okay, we copy that, except I F that up. Okay. So, great. Copy that. Put it down a few rungs. Okay. And so now, let's see what this looks like when we shrink it down. Cool thing is that this stream would be kind of neater if I actually knew what I was doing. So let's select all this. We'll group it again. Grab this sword. That's kind of puny, so we'll scale it back up a bit. And then, yeah, it's looking kind of interesting. What should we call this thing? How about not? I mean, it kind of, you know, Excalibur was such a great name for a sword. You know, it's kind of hard to beat. You kind of need to call it like not Excalibur, maybe just Gallagher. So we're gonna add a bottom piece here to the hilt. Maybe another little Zhuzhmeister over here. Let's group it all. Oops. All right. And I think that the blade itself, why don't we just take a quick second to kind of paint this thing, and then we can kind of touch it up later. But I think like kind of an orange blade, as though it were forged in some sort of a, you know, dragon zone. And what about kind of have a lighter color for some of these other little sections? These embellishments. Huh? Actually, I think that wants to be a different color gray, so we'll do that, and then touch this guy up at the bottom. And maybe this is also that color. And then we'll touch this up here. Alrighty. So yeah, so it's a start, right? Hold on, I'm gonna move my head here. It's a start. We got freaking laser blade. You don't want to mess with me in the neighborhood if you see me coming. Let's just see if we got anybody watching here. No, nobody. But I know that someone has watched. So that's good enough for me at this point. So tune in. I'm going to stick this now into another 3D program, touch it up, add some detail, maybe some particle effects or something coming off the blades. And then next time we meet, then I'll bring it back in here or in another program, and we can kind of check it out and see what I ended up doing with it. And then once we accrue enough of these things, I'm going to use it, in the next episode of my VR game, Portal Warrior, which is a Yarwad original game. And this will be featured as one of the weapons in Portal Warrior Episode 2. So, which I'm making for Oculus Quest. So you'll be able to wield this thing yourself. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, guys, this is it for Eric's Arsenal. What do you? Let me know what you like better. I'm either thinking Eric Yearwood's weapons chamber, which kind of just has a little bit more kind of oomph, or Eric's Arsenal is another idea I'm batting around. Let me know if you like one of those better. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.